Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here with us. I guess I'm not even going to say welcome to In the Hangar with Ornifix because I don't even know what the hell to say. But we got Jim here. Miss Bomia looks like she's joining us. Eric's here. Myself is here. We're not going to have a phone for calling because it's not going to work. So everybody who's here, thanks for being here. We're going to be talking about Brother Ed.
God damn it, Jim! You're not off to a good start.
I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough night. It's gonna be a tough one.
If
week.
anybody that ever had any interactions with Ed, it's hard not to have this response because, I just got done doing a pseudo brew review. Christopher put up a tribute video. He said it was okay for me to use it at the end of the brew review, which as of right now I haven't even started editing, but it will be up tonight. And I wanted to do that with somebody, and like this, it's a lot. I thought it'd be a lot easier if there was a bunch of us here, and it's turning out probably not to be the case because instead we're just going to end up feeding off of each other on how much we truly miss Ed. But if you've ever had the opportunity to spend any time with that man and talk to him, you realize that, I'm not even embarrassed to say that it's because of him that I feel that he has made me a better person. I would be so furious about something and call him, and by the time it was all over, it was like, oh, Jesus Christ, it just seemed silly that I was even getting mad about that. I mean, it's just, Ed was just such a quality person.
Ed always put everything in front of him. He put, he was always there for everybody, and he was genuine. He is the most genuine, nice guy I've ever met in my life. I mean, and that's no shit.
Oh, I think that we can all agree on that. I think he just had, he just had such a big, kind heart with everybody that he touched. I just wanted to mention the one thing that really sticks out in my mind. A year ago this month, my good friend Wendy lost her husband. So October for me is a sucky month. He didn't really know Wendy, but he was there to help out or donate or from time to time ask, like, how is she doing? I mean, he knew her, but not really well. He met her at Shootapaloozas and things like that. And to me, that just speaks to the character of what type of person that he was, because she was my friend and he knew how much I cared about her. He was gracious enough to help when we were doing the fundraiser for her. I think he's an awesome person. And I don't think that, my dad always used to say, when they make a person like that, they broke the mold. I think they did, because there will never be another Ed.
See, that's just, I mean, in the middle of some of the worst cancer shit that Ed was going through. It was either waiting to find out about a doctor's appointment or calling us to let us know what had been said or what had been done. And yet the only thing he was ever worried about was usually somebody else. For God's sakes, in Christopher's tribute video, he uses one of Ed's own videos where he discusses having cancer, and he's like, I'm not telling you this. I'm telling you this as my friends. And if you really want to do something to help me, donate to CMAX. So no matter how bad it got, he would always put somebody else there. And that's why people like me and John and Jim, and there's other people. I don't want to leave anybody out. It's just the presence of these. This is my family right now. We wanted to do everything we can. We already had stuff in motion to help with the offset of bills. Ed was basically taking 100% loss when he was doing chemo. He wasn't getting paid by the railroad, so it was all out of pocket, and we wanted to help, and we've got stuff in place, and we're going to follow through on it, and want to be able to help Jules, both as a family and financially, as long as we know where everything stands. She's a wonder. She's anybody that's had the opportunity to meet her too. You start to wonder. It's like if you like Jim. You listen to the way Jules talks, and you're like, okay, we know who wears the pants in the family. But when the two of them were together, Ed, the two of them were just such an adorable couple.
They adored each other.
They were truly in love.
They were, and they respected each other, and they adored each other. And they were together for 40 years. Which is amazing nowadays.
Man, if Jules for some reason was to listen to this, I hope and my heart goes out to you, and I hope you're okay. If you need anything, call me.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing that even in the midst of all this, Ed was going on to other open chats trying to help other people while he was going through this. He's been on with me and Eric, and we've been on others like Scotsman's show there, the Sunday night show. Ed would be right there trying to help everybody else, trying to raise money for somebody else. you could not ask for a better spirit than him. That's for damn sure.
And if anybody out there, is there any way we can get the an address or something that we can send cards, flowers, etc.?
I'm not sure exactly. I'll be talking to Jules about that in more detail, just to let you know. I did touch base with her this morning briefly. I didn't want to take up too much of her time because family and whatnot are there at her house, and
right. No, I was busy. I understand.
I've also been contacted by several people, so I need to make sure that before we dash out and say send some flowers or whatever, I have the list of just so you guys know off the top of my head. As of right now, Jeremy pre-dawn death and Joey want to make sure that they're involved if we send something.
Yes.
So we can, of course.
Absolutely.
I just want to stay too. You don't have to deal with this kind of stuff.
Yes, it is. It's. Oh, there's Beard CB was not aware apparently.
Evidently.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still going to be people finding out.
Oh yeah. I found out sitting in my car, waiting to go into work, just checking, scrolling on Facebook, and I saw Scott posted, and I was like, They didn't want to go to work.
No, I was told if you want to go home, you can go home, and I said I can't afford to go home, and I was informed that the price stayed the same, and I was like, you know what? If I go home, I'm just gonna sit and dwell on it. At least if I stay at work, I can maybe hit myself with a hammer or something.
My boss told me the same thing because he knew. I had told him, I said I might not be, I might have to take off, and I explained to him what was going on, and he says you can go if you need to. I said, yeah, I could, but I'm not. If I go home, I'm just gonna drink, and I can't do that, especially if I'm supposed to go to work tomorrow. So, and I think Ed would go. I don't want you guys wallering. I don't want you guys doing that. So,
and that's exactly what my thought was today too.
Smile money, absolutely. I can pull the money out from the snowflake melter and put that towards flowers with the rest of us. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Smile money. And Ray, I've talked with Ray, as you guys can see in the comments, and Ray and Scott actually went to the hospital, so they got an opportunity to say goodbye to Ed. I'm sure he heard you guys.
I just posted in there from Steve Myers. He wanted to make sure everybody knew that he was very saddened over it.
Kelly.
Yeah. And Steve is basically saying the same thing as me. I'm sure Ed has touched a lot of us.
Oh yeah.
And like Steve said, I'm not even shitting when I say I know Ed made me a better person. Sometimes the Irish side of my temper.
You have an Irish side of you. What you have one of those sides? Wow.
Yeah.
No comment.
And Ed was just able to diffuse things pretty well. So
he actually, I've helped out on things before, but I tell you what, when you just got around Ed, there's just something about he made you want to help people. He really did. Just being around Ed, you're like, hey, this is what good people do. He made me want to help more people. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it does to me right now. So.
I need to write this stuff down, and I am writing it down, Jolson. I will put yours. I'll put yours towards the towards flowers too.
Well, let me. I know. We all want to send a card, flowers, etc. Why don't we just take the money and give it to Jules and let?
Yeah,
that actually is a really
I was going to
better idea.
That because right now is going to be a hard time for her financially because she's off of work and whatnot. So I think the best thing is if there's anybody out there that wants to be part of a donation, that we can make that happen.
Yeah, well, you guys that have been following, we were just getting geared back up to being able to help, because the whole time that Ed has had to do any of his treatment, any of his lost work, you got the railroad saying that the military should be paying for this, and it's long story short, the bills have been piling up, and we started a bug out bag. Jim started a bug out bag, Jim and John, on a snowflake melter, and as soon as again, I have stuff, Jim has stuff, John has stuff. We will continue to help Jules.
Oh, absolutely.
with this. So
That's for sure. If you don't know what he's talking about, the Snowflake Motors on Facebook. I put the bug out bag up there. I was going to do a giveaway on that, so I figured if we could help Ed with it, we'd go ahead and throw it on there. $10. It's just $10 an entry. When we hit, I think it's 40 entries, we're going to give it away. So, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there. At least I think. I mean, it's got a lot of useful items in there. It is in a U.S. Army backpack type bag. Some knives, folders, and fixed blade. Your typical survival stuff, the emergency tent, blanket, stuff like that. Camp stuff,
Yeah.
Hector didn't know either.
yes, yes.
Yeah, he
Basically, the Cliff Note version is last week he went in because they found they had liquid or fluid around his heart, and
so he's having a hard time breathing.
because he was having a hard time breathing. Over the weekend, ended up having to restart his heart twice, and after that, it was just basically
Into ICU.
he was straight to ICU. Had to have a feeding tube and put on life support, and Ed's wishes were to not be on life support. So Jules had him on there long enough to get some family members, and I don't know if
He passed on his own.
and he had complete organ shutdown on Monday.
He passed away last night at 10:42. I gotta take a break.
So he passed away last night.
Yes.
Okay.
So out there, anybody, we're gonna have dead air on here tonight. It's just the way it's gonna be, guys. But if anybody has any any awesome stories that they have about how Ed touched you or something, put it in the comments so we can talk about that.
In a good or bad way, because Ed was kind of crazy that way.
Yeah. If Ed touched you in a bad way, we have a counselor awaiting with a doll, and you can show us.
And you can show him where, yeah. Because see, that's and I say that tongue in cheek because Ed would. I fully 100% believe that Ed would want us. Doesn't want us sitting here bawling and crying and slicing onions, as J Dog says. So yeah, he would want us to keep going on. Keep the fight, keep up the fight. And that's we know that Ed would want that. I do believe.
Absolutely. And he'd want us to continue on. I can hear it in my head right now. Whatever you do, you make sure you stay on that active heroes.
No, and we will.
Yeah, it was a very, very special person.
Stay on active heroes, and please look after my wife.
Yep. We will.
And that we will be doing.
Let's see. First time bearded CB. Wow. First time he was on foreign and domestic. He said he asked. I asked him why Air Force. Got to hear that.
Why he went into Air Force.
Oh, okay. Listen to him give Janice gay shit all night long while drinking his pint.
Listening to him give Jan is gay shit all night long. Jan is gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no longer the name of his YouTube channel, though. I think he
Yeah.
he is officially back to Allenby Pro now, is he not?
Yeah, he's gonna say he hit me up on Facebook today. But yeah.
According to Hector, the only two people touching no places is Eric and Matt. So.
Well, that should be a given.
Hey, Hector, $5 was $5, okay?
Come on, guys, don't do this to me tonight.
But Eric takes IOUs. $5 really isn't $5.
It's more like $3.15 after you figured depreciation.
Yeah, you can scribble some shit on a note and hand it to him, and you're good to go.
No, I meant on text messages, guys.
No. I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I took my headphones off. So.
I'm trying to laugh. That's what I need to do right now.
Hey, yeah, John. People are having trouble getting into the show through the email link.
Hold on.
Yeah, I found that I actually had to go to the John Solar Radio Network to get in.
So did I. Actually, did I.
Do you know why? It did not lock on you. It locked on Ms. Bomey. I'll switch it afterwards, but it's locked on her show.
Oh, come on. I can have 2 shows in 1 week.
Oh, look at you trying to...
She knows somebody. She's like, listen, this needs to be on mine. Although...
Oh, sorry. I just thought we needed to laugh.
Although it'll slide in automatically onto iHeart, so...
There you go.
Well, that's okay, because I'm on the Hornet Fixer Sunday podcasts are now available on all Apple, iTunes, Blueberry, Spreaker, or Stitcher, all kinds. Google. Blueberry, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that was...
Listen to her. Listen to her now.
It's a new one?
John, am I on Blueberry? I want to be on Blueberry. John, why am I not on Blueberries? I want to be on Blueberries.
Yeah, it's not explicit yet.
Yeah.
No, they're my Sunday chats. They're just the video you watch on Sunday, except it's just the audio. It's just an MP. I convert it to an MP3 and put it up on. I have the HornetFixer.com is coming, so that's where it's going to be running through.
All right, I brought one post on mine. I'm going to go to your Facebook page, Jim, and put it on yours.
Okay.
This will be a direct link. Take you right to the show.
Agent Chaos.
I'm going to miss Ed's bad internet connections.
Oh, yeah.
How many times did we give him the business about, what was it, the dial-up?
AOL.
Yeah, he needed a new disc.
Yep.
Yeah. He's either got a bad disc or Jules turned left when she was standing on the roof with the antenna.
Right. She didn't have the antenna. She wouldn't hold the antenna right.
Yep.
Man.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's on the direct link is listed on your page, Jim. It's on Ebomi. It's on my page.
All right, buddy.
Take
Ray,
right in.
That massive 56 kilobyte modem. I actually had I think my first computer, that was the modem. I was at right after I got my computer, the 14,400 modems came out, and I was like, man, I want one of those.
As you're watching the lines come down.
Yeah, the lines come down. Yeah.
You're like, wow, this is amazing. I can't believe this is actually loading this fast.
Wow, look at that. I'll see that picture in 2 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah. And then it was.
Here's my tribute.
Shit, that's loud.
Here's my tribute to Ed.
Static.
Right? Who's on the line? Who's on the line?
Old fucks. Listen to Christopher.
Right, old fuck.
Yeah, we're all old fucks. But the one thing Christopher is you're gonna get there too, baby. You're gonna get there too.
Okay, will you stop that?
Oh, he used to get so pissed off at me when I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. Oh.
Hey, hang on. Ed's trying to get into the chat.
I used to love it when he'd start to say something. He'd turn to be like, "Well, you got."
And then you'd see his face, whatever position his face stayed in too. That was some of them were even better than the
So
whole
what are you
thing.
drinking, Ed? What are you drinking, Ed? I'm drinking too hot.
Yeah. He's got his mouth open with the beer right in front of it. Like, yeah, Ed, that just looks really phallic. I don't want to say nothing to anybody.
Yeah, well, you have to sit there and wait.
He did like his beer.
Two-hearted
His
ale.
two-hearted ale.
I was gonna go get some tonight, but in my head, I could just hear him going, "No, you drink PBR.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
right.
PBR. Why are you getting two-hearted ale? You know you don't want it. Get PBR."
Yeah. He didn't want to
Actually,
say that to you.
And actually, I'm going to have to see if I can find it around here because I've never drank a two-hearted ale. I don't know if I like it or not, but I think I'd like to do one in honor of Ed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll have plenty on hand whenever we get together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just so everybody knows, the bearded CB82 has upped the snowflake melter. He is adding a PMAG, 100 rounds of green tip, a knife, and a fire starter kit to Jim's snowflake melter right now.
Oh, well, thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
CV.
If he sends you a picture, let me know so I can add it.
Okay. Yeah, just hold on. Don't mail it to me because then it's just that much more to ship everywhere else. So save your shipping money and we'll ship it to whoever wins.
Yeah, save your shipping money. Grab your phone, go take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll get John.
And here, get it to John for the Snowflake Melter edition. And thank you very much. And right now, actually, in Snowflake Melter, the only person in there is actually Smile Money. He's got 2 entries already.
Yep.
So.
Hi to Mike Gillian.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I just got an email.
Mr.
Case.
Holtz.
Mr. Holtz.
Pat Case.
Big Jeff Gun Wild 1 has an entry. You have to look at Snowflake Melter to see what the actual number will be.
You and I will catch up later on with that.
Okay.
So if anyone has a funny story, I'd love to hear it.
Or read it.
Or read it. Yes.
I don't really have a funny story, but the funny thing that I always remember, because I kept calling him Edgelina, is when you put his face.
See, and I almost did that tonight too. I almost put that in the promo.
Well,
Yeah, I
Every
was
time
gonna
I
put
said
it.
that.
I was gonna put it in the promo. I was doing the promo today, and
Yeah.
I was having such a fucking hard time for obvious reasons. And then all of a sudden, in my head, I just hit. I asked Ed a long time ago, why do you keep doing those the videos the way you do it? He went, well, at first I started doing it because it was the only way I could do it on video making. He says, but then I kind of liked it. So I'm sitting there, and I decided I'm gonna do it that way. See how it goes. And it was funny. It was funny as hell. I got to this one spot, and it would have fit. The Edgelina thing would have fit. And I was just sitting there going, do I not?
Yeah, he'd laugh at me every time I called him that.
And I remember the first time I did that picture.
Mhm.
Ed didn't have a lot of zingers. He wasn't a zinger person, but my God, that night he got me. He said it looks so good and it looks so real, and it just shows how gay I was. And I was like, what the hell? I just did not expect to have that come out of Ed. Well, let's
Yeah,
see, who's this?
sometimes he definitely my one of my favorite, and then I don't mean to double dip because I talked about this in the Let's Talk About Ed
Hello?
/ Brew Review this evening. Is he was out front talking with Jerry, and Jerry, right off the bat, turned him down a bad avenue, and he comes around the corner to the backyard where the fire pit's going, and the fire pit's going, and the barbecue grill is all fired up, and Nighthop has got the dual wielding spatulas, and he's cooking away, and I look over, and Ed is Jerry had given him like a fucking near beer, for God's sakes. I don't even know what it was. A double light Miller Light latte light. And Ed's looking at me, and I look at Ed, and then I look down at the beer, and I noticed he's looking at me, looking at the beer, and I knocked it right out of his fucking hands. It hit the patio. The glass didn't break, but the beer went all over the place. And he's standing there with that dumbfounded look on his face. I reach into the cooler. I grabbed a dark stout, and I go, "Here, this is what you really wanted." And he just kind of like looks at it, goes, "Thanks," turns and walks away, and goes and sits down around the fire.
Smile Money says he always loved his Hello theme song because he was the only one with the balls to call into the Locked and Loaded show at first. That's true.
That's
Ed was
true.
the only one to call in for a long time. I remember. We're going back in the day on that.
Yeah.
And we did open up tonight's show with the Hello Ed's intro music there. So
That's right. Oh,
Hey.
my heavens.
Hey, in the process of talking to Ed, he used to tell me that all the time. He said, "I get so discouraged, Jim has such a good show, or Christine has such a good show, or you had such a good show, and nobody calls in. So I used to like to call in, hoping that I would get the ball rolling." And a lot of times he did.
they did, yeah.
He did. Absolutely.
So yeah, absolutely. Ed said that he was like right there to make a call in, just so that other people would understand that it's okay. You can dial the number, they'll be good to you, kind of a thing.
I mean, it's good Lord. Ed was crap. Ed was on with. Well, he was on with us from the very beginning, wasn't he?
Pretty close.
I mean, I think he was on when Puff was doing when Puff was working with you, and I was only doing the board. I think Ed was calling in, wasn't? Yeah, he was calling back then.
I think so.
Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah, he's. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we have episodes that have Ed on them. Which this is gonna freaking make me upset again, but we have.
We can always hear him.
Yeah, we can always hear him. Yep. It's that. I'm glad he's on.
One of my last shows was Ed.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah. Hey, and he didn't freeze up on us every 10 seconds.
No. I think
I gotta admit, you really do have to admit that was some of Ed's internet issues were some of the funniest shows we ever had.
Oh God, he would lose internet at the exact moment. I mean, he'd be like, "Well, I was standing there and I was holding," and you're like, "What were you holding? What the hell were you holding?" Whatever it was.
And the
let go.
answer is.
So Ed comes on and he goes, "Really curious. I actually found the answer to the meaning of life, and what did."
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, right.
Ed, are you there?
Are you
No, in
kidding
our
me?
luck,
You
he
just ripped me off.
he'd have the map to the Fountain of Youth, and next thing you know, it'd be like,
It's like I said, he used to get almost a little pissed off at us giving him shit about his internet because I'm like, hey, Ed, out of curiosity, when you hit enter on your keyboard, if you look out your front window, do you actually see a little guy tuck a file under his hand and run down your stairs?
You can always tell he'd get that like.
I'd kick your ass
he would
if I was
just-
there.
He'd just get that little. You're like yeah. He took a sip off that beer. and just Move on.
God, what was it? It was a long time ago, but it wasn't on a live show. We were just in a Google chat or something, and I want to say this was years ago, and I think Alex, remember Alaric?
No, who's that guy?
Yeah, I want to say it was like one of the first few that he had ever started coming in on us with us on, and Alex said something to him, and he just turned, looked, and went, "Fuck you." I was like, wow, where did that come from?
Ed would do stuff like that where you just the day he called me gay, I was like, what the fuck?
Right?
You just sit there, you're like,
So out of context for him.
yeah, you're just like,
Right, no, it is.
you totally got me because I had no idea that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Matt? I don't know. Oh, let's see here. Battle Bean and Ed were regular callers. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think we're Battle Bean safe until he figures out how to call.
Yeah. And I know it sucks for everybody, but it's the hardest thing ever because we're in blog land and everything there. I mean, sorry, not blog land, podcast land, and everything in podcast world is past tense. So getting people to help you go live and do live calls, they just look at you and go, "It's podcast, dude. I'm not sure what you don't understand." You record it,
Yeah, but
they listen to it later. I don't know what your problem is, dude, but callers,
Yeah, but
no, those are called guests.
don't they understand that the people listening later in podcasts might find it more entertaining that instead of having no frickin' phone calls that we had 10?
Well, I guess their point of view is get the 10 people, invite them in, and then have them there.
Right.
That's their point. They don't know why do you want live calls. I'm trying to basically what it really is I'm trying to cheat the system, and yes, I am. I'm trying to do live radio and a podcast platform because it's the best thing for us right now. And as Ed would say, well, there's your problem right there.
He did say that. If there was one sentence or phrase, that would be it.
That would be it right there. Well, there's the problem.
So what, we should just randomly invite people to the shows and just see who shows up?
No, we have to just wait for John to learn an entirely new system. Wait for John to figure the entire thing out. I'm halfway there. I got chat. Remember? I mean, I've got text. And it does interlink with the show. It comes right to us. I'll get it. I bought all the equipment and gear. It's just learning it's all this virtual cable stuff. Learning which virtual cable. As Ed would say right there, I'm just going to have another beer.
Well, I could just look in the chat room, pick a name out of the chat room that we frequently video chat with, and just automatically invite them and see what happens.
Ray, to answer your question.
Uh-oh, it went away.
Where did it go?
There it is.
There it is.
Oh.
The subject came out about having a get together shoot in Ed's honor. What say you? I know that I know that Jules wanted to do something. I just wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be and when. but we have to make sure that she's there.
I can't be there, but tomorrow the kids are coming up. They wanted to do something, a video for Ed, so the kids are going to come up tomorrow, and we're all going to go shooting. And we're going to shoot a video for Ed tomorrow.
Well, see, that's like the problem. The problem I have. It's like I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. If I find out tonight that we won the Powerball, then I'm up for going anywhere tomorrow. You know, I don't know what Jules is planning on doing, funeral, celebration of life, blah, blah, blah. But I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there so bad that it hurts. But, you know, if we can't figure out a way to do something sooner than later, Ray, absolutely. The next time we get together as a group, it'll definitely be in honor of Ed. Without even hesitation, I know that will happen.
We were supposed to do that. We were all supposed to get together next year because I wanted to do the Shootapalooza reunion.
Yeah, well, we were Ed was supposed to be at the shoot, and then Ed was supposed to be here this summer, and every single time the fucking C word intervened.
He's talking about another Missouri Palooza.
Well, we need to do it. I won't be anytime soon, I don't think, especially with winter coming on.
Well, no. There'll be plenty of time to plan something, obviously.
Right. So we'll have plenty of time.
Next spring.
Hey, could you guys all come over here and we could have a basement pop Shootapalooza?
And the look Miss Pony just gave you tells you all you need to know.
You'd see 14 guys lay on the ground holding their nuts. And Christine going, I told you. I fucking told all of you. All of you.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good idea to do something like that next spring, summer time.
Mm-hmm. We're all staying at Ray's place.
I won't be bringing him a lasagna, though.
Oh, sorry, Ray.
Can you imagine
Christine
that post?
won't be staying.
Can you imagine
Christine
that
won't be
post?
staying at Ray's place.
Can you imagine that post? This week's backyard shot is brought to you by WTF, and you see about 25 tents in Ray's backyard.
Has anybody out there seen Ray's backyard?
Yeah,
I've seen pictures.
About every week.
Every week, I've seen pictures. I see them.
And you've seen to the left of his yard?
The left is where that he's got. Was it a kid's thing sitting there on the left? Isn't it like a trampoline or something like that, or something on the left?
Left side of his fence.
No.
There's a lot of dead people.
It's a cemetery.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
So?
Okay. All I see is the picture that Ray doesn't have like all kinds of dead people stacked up in his picture. Today.
See, I just want to personally, I know Christine has a hard time with this. I noticed when I was at Ray's that it was deadfully peaceful there.
God. Oh my God, no.
I didn't have a problem at all. I got no bad feelings from the backyard. I mean, maybe when his dog jumped up and hit me in the left nut. Just kidding.
That would make me feel bad.
Ray?
I have a question for Ray. Said the door's open. Just let me know 15 minutes ahead of time. Make sure I have pants on. I want to know how fucking long it takes you to put pants on, Ray.
15 minutes. They just
Evidently 15 minutes. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna have to, realize you're coming. Go get him. Iron him. I assume he irons his britches, right?
I want to go on record by saying that Ray and Sonny are some of the most hospitable people that, first of all, they're part of my family, but when time's up and you've got to get back in the car or head to the airport so you can have a full body cavity search because you just found a live 9mm around in your pocket. Some of the greatest people that you can possibly meet. Ray, Sonny, love you guys, and it'll be so nice to be able to get an opportunity to get back out there, even with all your dead neighbors.
For you, it'll be nice to get back out there. It'll be nice for me to actually meet Sonny. All the times that we've talked.
No, I don't want to share Sonny with you.
Eric's gonna be like, I'm not sharing her, but you can have this CD. It has a song on it. It's called Sunny.
Thank you, Bearded CB. I'll be sending that to John so he can put it up on Snowflake and Melt there.
Wow, and he even I like the way you laid it out. Even that was nice.
Yeah. Bullets, mag, a knife.
Very artistic.
It may not be as fancy when I post it because it takes a lot of fanciness to post shit like that. But
yeah, evidently when you downloaded the pictures I sent you, they went from high def to fucking what the hell. Because I looked at it when I seen it posted on Facebook. I went, why are they so grainy?
Because I had no choice. I had to get them down to size. So it was like, okay, here we go.
I know. But I'm still going to give you shit.
Well, I know. I wouldn't have it any other way.
And of course, I'm just throwing this out there. An alternative location. Jolson has and he's constantly working on increasing the range capacity, but he's throwing out his farm property as a possible location for a shoot. And he also sent me a picture of his breakfast, and you can go fuck yourself, my friend.
Whoa, hey.
Big pile of bacon and sausage.
I sent you a picture of my dinner.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
no.
I'm glad you.
He's on the list.
On there because I heard "dit" and I went, no, please don't say that.
He's on the list.
I'm gonna put Jolson back on the list.
So let me guess, you're doing the vegan thing with the missus?
Yes, I am.
That's why I sent him a picture of 2 pork chops roasted today with creamy mashed potatoes and onion gravy, just so I could be tonight's asshole.
I am not feeling the love.
Yeah, I was looking. I saw it was a picture, and you said dinner, and I'm just like, I know that John has been supportive, and he and Christine spent like 2 frickin' hours and after chat the other night going over recipes, and I opened this thing up, and he's just like, 2 fucking pork chops covered. What a dick!
I did not send it to Christine. I sent it to your ass.
So I guess a good thing I didn't send mine. I mean, I had my first. I had 2 plates. Not one was salad.
Something's wrong with Jim's mic. I can't hear him.
No, it was no.
So
I had salad with lettuce and red cabbage and carrots. Salad.
Okay. We're vegan. We're going good.
And then I had potatoes.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
Potato salad. With the well, it had a little bit of tiny bits of bacon in it, but
it
was loaded. It was loaded baked potato salad from Publix. I mean, it had it had chives, and then I had about 10 hot wings.
Yes.
Were they vegan hot wings?
They were free range vegan hot wings. Ed's looking down going, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here.
Hey, I want to say something quickly to the bearded CB. You may say it's not much, it's a lot, and we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Very much so.
So, just sorry, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but bearded CB, thank you so much. And it's like I've constantly said, like Ed and Jules have the GoFundMe to help offset bills. I'm not looking for somebody to give him $1,000, but can you imagine if 1 million people gave him $1? So it's so.
Okay, hold on. What is this? Tried some of the alternative Parmesan cheese. Actually decent on
Yeah.
pasta.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try that.
Brian McCowan.
Well, I'm getting ready for my video, so I had to go out, by the way, today.
Yes.
I had to get tofu.
Oh, boy.
Because apparently you can do anything with it. You just have to learn how to work with it. So I was working today with it on how to take silken and turn it into hard tofu or firm tofu by moving some of the liquid in it and all. I'm saying because I don't want to sound like a jackass when I make your first video and go, okay, and here we are going, oh,
tofu.
Shit.
Tofu.
All right, that's right not now, supposed to happen.
Right now, Mr. Holster is crying in his fucking cowboy hat. Tofu. Brian,
but he had to point out that
Brian McCown, Brian, part of the serious part of the family. Such a great guy. Also, another guy that does a lot. Man, I love you, Brian.
Joey said he went vegan with you guys tonight.
Yeah,
he went out to his front yard and ate a salad.
He walked out to the front yard and went, buffet.
It's an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord.
You guys just laugh now.
Joey, do you have a dog?
It's like everywhere.
Asking for a friend.
The dog leaves piles in the front, and that's the chunky bits.
That's the tofu.
Let's not go there. Is that the tofu?
Yeah, you can tell if it's silken or if it's firm tofu by how long it's been there.
Uh-huh.
Now, was it one on Facebook? One of the guys on Facebook. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Clyde Hill. I think he posted a vegan steak, and they showed how to make it. And I'm like, I'm watching them make this thing, and then they cook it, and they steam it, then they cook it, then they cook it some more. I was like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I could rip that steers off that thing, just throw it on the grill for a couple minutes, and I'm done. I don't have to go through all this stuff.
Before we're done with this, I might be able to get back to you on this, Jim. But there is a sort of a vegan area over at the grocery store, and I was looking at vegan steak.
Okay.
Bullshit. That's all I have to say.
Well, that might be what it's made of. I don't know.
By the way, just for you, Eric, Christine, make sure you remember this, Christine, because we're always teasing Eric about being gay and wham and all that shit. Loma Linda has a vegan bologna. Now, Loma Linda's that Adventist place, and guess what the hell vegan bologna is called? It's called wham. You gotta get Eric some wham. You've had him eat. Now listen, you've had him eat a bowl of dicks. I want to see a piece of wham between two slices of bread.
Now, Christine, before you go. Thanks, John. I was going to set that up. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Just tell Eric before you go to get the wham. Now that John ruined that for me.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I'm just going to quit doing this show.
No, you can't.
I didn't know you were going there, but I saw the opportunity, and I was like, hey, it's too much. I can't take it.
Oh, and Jolson, thanks for the play-by-plays on dinner, but could you keep that shit to yourself?
Oh, is he like
No
slow?
lasagna for him.
Is he slow lowering the bacon? He's slow lowering the bacon in one piece at a time with porno music playing.
No lasagna for you.
So vegan homosexuals can't swallow.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh my heavens. Wow.
No bang bang sauce for you.
That was a real deal. Me and Christine and Brian went out for dinner, and the shrimp was covered in bang bang sauce.
Yeah. It's a little spicy.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. It's always best to get it past your zipper.
What?
On the door.
Get it on the door pad.
Yeah.
You just wonder where the hell that was going.
Sit there, folded arms, going, wow. These fuckers need to catch up on their meds.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't have any, you need to get some.
Yes, Ray, it's definitely explicit now.
Thank God we only got 4 minutes left of this shit.
You know that's what Ed's saying right now.
It's like, I thought it would devolve to this, but I didn't know it would go that far.
Any minute now, my ceiling
He
is going
said,
to open up.
I
and
thought
signs
this
will
was-
come through and say, push the button.
Right? He says, I thought this was in the hangar, not locked and loaded. I don't know what's going on here.
No, Hector, not the cream of some young guy.
Oh, my heavens.
Jim's not doing overtime tonight.
I didn't even think we were even going to be able to pull this off at all.
Honestly, I didn't think we'd go 10 minutes. I figured we'd all be blubbering messes after the first 10 minutes. But no, like I said, Ed wouldn't want us to just sit here and wallow in sympathy and misery for him, and he wouldn't want that at all. So,
Nope.
I think he's happy. I think he's up there looking down on us, going, "Yeah, that's my boys."
There you go.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Screen doors wide open.
Yep. Indeed.
Poop ladder.
Gun wild, some dumb hoe. Yeah, I know a lot of those. Good night, Brian.
Good
Night,
night,
Brian.
Mick
Hey,
out.
Brian says he's shooting guns for Ed in the morning. So all right.
Same here.
Yeah, me too, except for I'll be at work.
Yeah, right.
Kill
Me too.
kill two birds, no pun intended, with one stone.
Eric will have his nail gun out. That was for you, Ed.
No, Eric will have his 5.7 that'll jam up when he goes to shoot those two birds.
and then the mag will fall out.
And then the mag will. Hey, what was it? What was it? The small money was saying.
Wow, look what time it is.
Oh, now look what you see where that comes out from. Jim didn't get a word in edgewise until the end here.
That's called payback.
Yeah, and it'll be payback because I'm going to be drinking Friday.
Yeah, hey,
Friday's coming.
let's go back. Let's recap on my last show. Moments before the show starts. You know, I'm just not going to say anything.
Yep, I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying a damn thing. I'm not going to do any of that shit.
I'd be like,
Shit. Yeah, I know.
fuck it.
Well, again, that's my show's before your show, so I got to get even.
That way,
Anyway.
That way, it must be when the mag hits the ground. He knows it's Ed fucking with him. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I want to thank everybody who's been part of this tonight. I want to thank Hector and Bearded CV, Mike, Gunwild, Christopher James, Alone with Comedy, Big Ray. Thank you, Ray Edwards, for being here, and thank you for letting us know everything and keeping us up to date on that. We do appreciate that. J-Dog and Scott and Mr. Holster and let me scroll. Joey Cuz. Shut the fuck up, Joey. Smile Money and Ed Jolson and anybody and everybody I forgot. I do apologize. Mike Gillian, thank you. We're going to go ahead and say goodnight. And everybody remember Ed and say a prayer for Jules and the rest of his family, help them get through this hard time. So with that, John Solar, please push the button.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years